why would you do want to transform? Why would you want to spend your time on that? So reach. So for big portals today, if I have to say Jabong, Myntra, and any other big portal, they are doing thousands and thousands of transactions today. Okay, and in a day they can reach thousands of people just through their transaction portal. So again, reach is very vast, and if and for these transaction mailers, the great part is that they are guaranteed in inbox, because customer is waiting for that. They are Octane users, and it would be coming from the primary domain only. So I would say the first thing is guaranteed inbox. Suppose you are doing 10,000 transactions a day, 95% of the people you are reaching right away. So 9,500 people you would have access to right away to their inbox. Guaranteed open. It is known that almost 70% of the people who receive transaction mails, they open, they read the content, and then they see that whether all the content part is fine or not. So it gives you an opportunity to catch or grab the attention right away. On the ROI side, when we take the cost into account for transaction mailers, it's very minimal. It's normal per email cost. But the good part is that it has the best open rate, it has the best placement rate. So obviously it's going to have, if you put any offer in that, very high probability is that ROI is going to be better than your marketing emailers. So even if you have to have a 2% conversion rate on your website, and for that 2% if you have direct access with your best offers, that's the best scenario you can imagine. On the relevance side, again, you just know that what the person has purchased right now. You have the very latest information with you, that the person who has bought this thing, age, gender, and all those things, you have the best preference. You know the user preference about that. So this gives you the best platform to recommend cross-sell and upsell opportunity. So if somebody works for an analytics-driven organization, I would say it's the best possible scenario to decide what could work best for you and for the customer as well. And when you include reach, ROI, relevance, the outcome, or call it results, again, it would give you a bounce to your repeat purchase rate, and ultimately it would also make the customer happy that the firm understand how they what I would prefer and what kind of recommendation they're giving me. And even in fact, from these limited choices, I can see that all of these promotions, offers, or products, I really like that. So from that point of view, it's going to work really well. So coming on to analytics-driven Transpromo. So today the reality is that almost all the e-commerce portals, they store terabytes of customer click and visit data and transaction data. But the main worrying part is that everybody would spend considerable time and money on to enable cross-sell and upsell on website. Suppose you choose a product, on the right hand side or on the left hand side, you would see that there would be a pane which would show you that you can buy these also, you can buy this item, that item. Suppose you're buying shirt, on the left hand side you see jeans are recommended for you. So this is normal cross-sell opportunity which is being exploited by all the e-commerce store very well today. So there is no complaint on that side. But when somebody has purchased something from the website, and when the transaction mail is going out, I see those actions missing from the e-commerce part. A blank email, I won't say blank, a plain email goes out with your content, what you have bought from the website, and on the bottom or on the right hand side, things would be missing, what I could have bought more, what could have been the recommendation. And again, any blank template which is going out from the and without giving any offer and promotions, I would say it's a missing opportunity, and every missed opportunity has a cost associated with it. Suppose even from those 10,000 people who are doing transactions a day, even 2% of that can get converted again, you can imagine the repeat rate you have got within a day itself. And if that is being done by the new customer itself, then you can understand that people are delighted with your offer. It's an instant gratification mechanism, as well as it gives you the information back that whether people are liking your products or whether your marketing analytics working to its core. Okay, so again, the need of the hour is that marketing team should work on the things they can make sure that transaction emails which are going out would have relevant offers, would have relevant cross-selling opportunities, would have upselling opportunities within that. So again, when we say analytics, how to do analytics, so the basic requirement would be data. So for that data, we would need, again, the basic premises would be, we need customer visit data, product purchase data, affinity analysis, next best action, and I'll give you a glimpse of what all these analysis means. And I'm sure you would also know about these analysis if somebody's from the analytics background. So customer visit data, it can directly be pulled out from your database or from Google Analytics, how you may feel it's better. Product purchase data, again, for all those customers who have done the purchases, all the products would have some attribute like color, size, category, color, your whether it's an assortment, it's part of an assortment, it's a special item, or it's a seasonal item. So all these attributes define your product characteristics. Then next part would be your affinity analysis. So the great example of affinity analysis is that when you buy Coca-Cola, and if you see chips there, potato chips there, you will also tend to buy that. So again, one product has affinity towards another product, and this is one of the core concept of cross-selling and upselling. If there are two products which have high symbiotic relationship, if one is being purchased by the customer and other tends to get purchased, then they would have certain affinity. There are several software available in the market which you can use to find out in your catalog what are all those products which have affinity towards each other, and your cross selling and upselling would define on these affinity parameters which you can calculate through these softwares. More or less it's real time at most of the e-commerce site. Okay, and on the next spec action, once you have done the affinity analysis, then how would you recommend, what should be all those top 5 products which can be recommended to the customer. So depending on the internal working of marketing team, they can decide on the software and the path they would take towards the next best action, how they would define it. But the ultimate goal of this exercise would be how to make sure the customer buy even better items or do the cross-selling, buy the cross-selling item. Apart from that, you can even customize offer depending on these parameters as well. Basically demographics, city, zip code, age and gender of the customer, if there is any special affinity for that customer towards a particular brand or a particular category. You have already defined general product affinity rules which can be mingled in for the final recommendations. And always with current purchase, you can include past purchase data as well. Again, if you as true with any exercise, once you try to do it, there are certain points you need to take care of. Again, these are top 4 points, but I have to say that there can be many more, but these are the very basic things which you have to take care of. Do not send promotion for the same similar product or category if current purchase contains same similar product category. Again, it might, suppose somebody has bought the jeans, and in the same transactional manner you are saying that you can get 25% off on jeans again, so it can lead to cancellations. So avoid those kind of scenarios, or maybe if you're doing it, make sure that it results in upsell. Okay. Second case is a very specific case. I would like to mention a case study that many e-commerce sites are spending money on Facebook. It's called LOX, logout campaign. How would you define that, whether an offer would work or not? Okay, you can decide on one or two offers, and then you can say that you will never have a data to back that which offer would work best. So I would say the best place to test this is transactional mailers. With each transactional mailers, send different kind of Facebook logout offer details with a message like on 21st of September come to this page and you would have up to 70% off. Another transactional mailer going out on 21st September, come back and you'll get a 100% cashback offer. It would, depending on the click-through rate, it would give you a chance to know that what people actually are looking for in terms of offer and which offer they would find the best. So again, this is one scenario where I've told you that future proposition can be tested. Second, blind remarketing. So there are many vendors for remarketing today in the today which we test, and what they do, they see that what people have purchased on the website, and they would show different images of that product wherever that person visit internet on different portal. But the problem with that is that we never really know what people have started from in terms of product and what they have finally purchased. They can be entirely different, they can be a little bit similar, nobody knows that. And if you are putting that, what you have seen at our website mailer under the transactional mailers, it would not serve any purpose. So I would say that, even if you're taking cues for remarketing, better be, it should be done carefully and intelligently, so that you're not bombarding the customer with unneeded information. So it has to be precise, it has to be crisp, and it has to be right to the target. And again, as a marketing team, we just get carried away with the number of offers and number of images in an email. So we have to make sure that, we just keep the number of images low in the transaction mails, just like 2 or 3 or maximum 4, not to go beyond that. Otherwise, it would dilute the effect of the promotion. It would look, more like a campaign mailer than a transaction mailer.